Welcome. Today we're going to present to you Mental Edge. Mental Edge is an application for teen athletes.
So just to run a quick agenda by you guys, tell you what we're going to be talking about today. We're first going to go over who we are, what our problem is, who is affected by the problem, how will we solve it, who will we surpass, and how will we ultimately dominate the markets.
So the founders, Andrew Freibush is our CEO, Brian Gensler is our Chief Technology Officer, and I generally am the Chief Marketing Officer.
So who here, by show of hands, has played a high school sport in their life before? Okay, so think back to those times when you were playing your high school sports, trying to be the best athlete you could possibly be. There's certainly positives to sports, such as competitive atmosphere, making a lifelong friends, and so much more. But behind it all, were there any times where the game may have gotten too much for you, or the stress and expectations of sports really came crashing down? Our studies show that about 20% of American teens struggle with mental health. And in addition to that, about 8 million high school students play a high school sport in their lives. So that means that about one in five American high school student athletes will struggle with mental health during their lives. And this can lead to a whole bunch of things like athletic anxiety, poor performance, and even relationship issues within their family and friends.
So our primary customers are going to be teen athletes with mental health problems because of the sport, with don't have any specific minority or backgrounds, and we are probably going to be targeting iOS and Android users.
So to start off our development process, we wanted to see the relevance of our issue. Seeing as Jonah, Andrew, and I are all teen athletes ourselves, we know that this problem exists in our lives. Then we conducted customer interviews spanning a range of potential users and discovered that this issue also was relevant in their lives. In addition, we also took our solution and made it better than the pre-existing workarounds. Finally, we approached experts and other potential users about our solution, and everything that we found from these everything that we found from this testing stage indicates that this solution does have a possibility to positively impact the mental health of teen athletes. But the aspect that we're most excited about is our one-to-one messaging service. And this will allow users to be connected with other users who are deemed similar by our app. Then they can communicate with each other and they can support each other. Also, we have our group messaging service, and this connects users with a group of other users who are deemed compatible. This is similar to group therapy and can work through some of the mental blocks that the participants may experience. For those users who don't need or want this peer-to-peer connection, we also create articles. These articles are written by reputable sources, and they can give insight into the problems experienced by our users. And knowing that our market is to teens and high schoolers, we understand the importance of security and privacy in our solution. And as such, we create unique non-identifying usernames for our users. And we also we show what data we store and how we store it. Now, our competitors, three big ones, include TeenTalk, Headspace, and Ender. And these are all mental health applications spanning a range of different markets. But importantly, none of them target the huge market of teen athletes. And this is where we come in. We are designed for teen athletes with our peer-to-peer, athlete contact, and other support structures.
So in terms of our market strategy, we will have two main ideas. Our primary idea will be to go through pre-existing communities, such as high schools or recreational sports leagues, find teens there who are in need and bring them to our service. And our secondary idea is to use social media and other larger platforms to really expand our array of customers. And in terms of revenue model, again, we have two main ideas. Firstly, we're going to try a subscription-based system where depending on a user's tier, they'll be granted access to either more or less features that the app does provide. And as well as ad revenue, we are going to try and create a healthy balance between a positive customer experience and the right amount of ads, because ads, as we all know, can get a bit frustrating at times.
Once we launch Mental Edge, we plan to have an immediate impact on the teens using it, and that they experience less mental health issues as they use the app. As Jews, our values are very important to us. That is why our Jewish values and company values correspond with each other. For Shema, healing, Shema Haguf, caring for the body, and Kol Yisrael, Avam, Zer Lezer, caring for one another. These three values, we believe, encapsulate Mental Edge.
So in terms of next steps, we're going to ultimately try and make this a reality. We're going to continue to find unique ways to create a one-of-a-kind service for our users and continue to spread awareness about this issue that the world is facing. So with all that being said, who is ready
to start with their Mental Edge?
Amazing. I know your mentor's not here, but he makes me very proud. I'm going to throw it to you guys.
Wonderful presentation. I especially like the end strong together. I wondered about, because it's an anonymous kind of messaging system, what kind of monitoring you'll have, how you'll prevent sort of the bullying aspect that can happen with anonymous users.
Yeah, so we did look into having people just making sure that these conversations are positive and that they're not going to be an issue. And then, yeah.
I'm not sure if I missed this, if you said this or not, but are your group of mental health advisors?
So our goal is to really talk with, during our customer interviews, we can talk with the professionals like at our schools that we have access to. But in the future, short and long term, we're going to try and create a larger group, reach out to local professionals who we don't have access to as of right now, try and get them to give their.
So it's mostly like student to student then?
Who is going to write articles?
So these articles are scattered across the depths of the internet. And so our users, they can find these articles if they're really looking for them. Just like we put in the energy to find these articles to give to our users. And that's where the curation comes from. We give these articles that we think will be helpful for different topics that they already exist, and maybe we will write our own in the future. But the big thing is to find these different articles and wherever they may work and provide easy access to them.
You mentioned for in your revenue model that you support some of this with some advertising. Can you talk a little bit about who you might go after or look at to sell ads to?
So really, well, as you can tell, it's more of like a sports service type thing. So we're going to target or try and connect with, we were talking about possibly Gatorade or, businesses that people would know of in the sports world, and use them to really captivate our users. But like we said before, we don't want to bombard our users with a crazy amount of ads. So it's like more of a secondary revenue stream, but we still think there's a possibility.
To add on to that, there are lots of different community organizations. Just to name one of them that I think off the top of my head, like Charm City Run would probably be happy to invest in the community of the runners, and I'm sure there are lots of other organizations similar to that would be willing to sponsor.
Did you mention what your revenue and subscription rates were?
So we're still, there's nothing definite for sure yet. We're still looking into that. But we're trying to make it as, in a way where we can create a somewhat significant revenue for ourselves, but also make it easy to access for our users.